Thank you. Yeah, it was very special. I don't know who ended up leaking it, but you must have been waiting outside the courthouse for an entire week or something. I mean, for me, I love to keep my life as private as possible, and that's what we tried to do with me, my wife, and my family. But obviously, in this world, that's not how it is. It's almost kind of disrespectful, if you will, by doing that. But it is what it is, and can't do anything about it. And guys, I have a wife.
Does marriage change your perspective on anything, life?
I mean, no girls for me, I guess, if you will. I mean, if that's the perspective. But yeah, I mean, same focus. Same focus. The season, what we got here in training camp.
So today I asked Coach Bevel about your accuracy and how he feels you were able to be so accurate in football. He said it was more of a feel thing for you. I'm curious, how do you train that feel to make yourself precise consistently with football?
Well, I would say I've been playing the sport, as long as I can remember since I was little. And that's something that my dad would train me to do every time I'd go out and throw with a teammate, a cousin, whoever it was. If my dad would stand and catch for me, an uncle would stand and catch for me, they'd always give me a spot that I had to throw it to. And my dad was very adamant at where the ball had to be every time. And so he made it known after practices, after games. And so I would say it stuck with me throughout my entire football career in college and then even in the NFL.
Recently, a 65-yard touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill went viral on social media. It was more than 2.8 million times. I don't know if you knew that statistic, but why do you think there's such a fascination about that play and football and your connection with Tyreek?
Yeah, I think because people don't think I can throw the ball far. So I would say that's the fascination. Like, wow, he can throw the ball. It's kind of hard to be in the NFL if you can't throw the ball, right?
To a recent race yesterday, the NFL announced that they disciplined the teams for tampering. Among that tampering was the teams, most would especially Tom Brady, dating back to 2019. Obviously, you weren't here, but in 2021, were you aware of this? What are your thoughts? And are there any discussion meetings we had between you and higher-ranking members of the organization?
Yeah, I would say everyone heard about it yesterday when we went into the locker room, seeing it on the TV. For me, I have no idea about all the details other than what was shown on TV with the $1.5 million fine and then something happening with Brady. I mean, I don't know all the details. I don't even know what happened. But, I mean, I got to talk to a couple of the guys, to kind of find out what was going on, and everyone's wondering the same thing, so I'm not too sure.
But no discussions with, I guess whether it's Chris Greer, Mike Daniel, or even Stephen Ross about your standing with the team, nothing like that?
What do you mean my standing with the team?
I mean, the fact that they spoke with Tom Brady on multiple occasions, which included the plan for the team.
Was that in 2019?
2019
that was in
2021.
Oh, okay. I remember I came in 2020, so whatever happened in 2019, I can't even speak on that. So I was here 2020, and I'm still here, and I'm blessed to be here. If it has to do with support from the team, I think the team's all in with me and all the guys that we have now.
On a lighter note, the music team, you're into it, man.
Yeah.
We know you're an old soul.
Yeah.
The playlist reflected that. Is that accurate?
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure out, which songs to play to, because there were a lot of slow songs that I wanted to put on, but I didn't think that it fit, a lot of the slow songs that I wanted to put on, because I still put on some slow songs. I didn't think it fit the guys out here working in the hot sun, and guys probably would have got even more mad at each other.
During the stretch, it's okay.
Oh, during the stretch, it's okay. You can play whatever.
So on the flip side of that, Mike has been saying that at all the meetings he says that the fastest player was at practice. Has Tyreek been winning that most of the time? And do you have a fastest time that you've clocked so far in that? Okay.
Yeah, well, they don't tell us the quarterback's times. I'm glad they don't. We barely reach top speed at any practice. Tyreek has been up there as the fastest Dolphin player. Keon Crossan has been up there for the fastest player. And then we have it sectioned off. Christian Wilkins has won his big man fastest player. I would say Ogbah's won it. And then running backs, linebackers, the kind of mid skills. Raheem's been winning a couple. But yeah, we got a lot of speed on the team.
Is it frustrating to show up every day knowing that you're putting in your best work every day and you're constantly having people criticize those deep balls or your accuracy? Is that frustrating to come to practice every day?
No, I would say it's not frustrating because I would say the only thing that gets frustrating is if you hear it every day or if you see it every day. So for me, I eliminate all of that. Don't hear it, don't see it. I go home, go to my family, study, wake up the next day, come back, enjoy football. Then I hear everything, obviously from the media. And then when Ann preps me, for whatever you guys are going to say, then I'm like, I got to answer this. All right, let me figure out something politically correct to say. So. Yeah, I would say I've always had that. The only thing is I've never shared it. I've always had it inside. I'd be humble, but at the same time, in my mind, you wouldn't know that, I'm out there to still do what I want to do. Compete, obviously, throw a lot of touchdowns, and a lot of other things. But, yeah, I mean, being a little more vocal with it, has been something that I just, started to.
Yeah, do you feel like you're trying to kind of project that more?
I wouldn't say I'm trying to project it more, but, I just don't want people to get the misconception that being humble is being the nice guy all the time, because that's not necessarily what it is, to me, at least.
Is Tyreek rubbing off on you a little bit in that sense?
No. Oh, man. No. Gosh. No, Tyreek that's his own. He's his own person. He's unique. He's different. He's fun. But I wouldn't say me and Tyreek are very similar.
Coach Bevel was speaking earlier today about how a quarterback almost has to do like a math equation in their head as a play is developing, which I thought was a cool analogy. How high do I throw it? How far do I throw it? How much space is there? What's the speed of the receiver? Tell me your thoughts on that as it relates to figuring out exactly where the ball needs to be placed, especially with new guys.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about having OTAs, being able to throw the ball to them, work on timing with those guys, and then some of the deep balls, you kind of chuck one out there, see who can run under it, see who can't, and then you kind of work your way back down from that. But like I said, we've all, in our quarterback room and quarterbacks across the league, we've all been playing the sport for, however long, and ever since we were little. So it's something that almost comes natural to us.
What's been your impression?
Yeah, I would say I'm comfortable, but that doesn't mean that we take off days with not studying, not continuing to talk to the guys, not continuing to come up here on an off day, talk to the coaches about some of the things that we see. I think that's the cool thing this year too, is we have a lot of open conversation with our quarterback room and with the head coach, with the receivers, and it's really dependent on what we like in a quarterback room. If a route is drawn a certain way, and that's how Mike has been running it, for 17 years, and we say, through our experiences the past 2 years, just giving an example, I like this play ran this way. I feel more comfortable with that play ran that way. I mean, without hesitation, he's going to do that to the liking of our room.
Final question.
You kind of mentioned touching on the new guys, new receivers a little while ago. What what have you seen out of Braylon Sanders and Eric coming in as rotation? Been impressed with them so far?
Yeah, I've been very impressed with them. They have very good ball tracking skills. They're long and they're fast. They're fast for some pretty lanky guys. You know, they'll insert. You know, I think the hardest thing for them is just transitioning with hearing the play calls in the huddle, knowing where to be. But other than that, very impressive. You know, throughout the OTAs and throughout the first couple of days of training camp.
Maybe a little under the radar.
Oh yeah, I would say definitely under the radar. Those are definitely dark horses for our team. You know, those two.
Thank you.
All right, thanks guys.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.